week that sent shockwaves across the country. We begin at 5:30 with live pictures from the Supreme Court as the battle over abortion rights in America comes to a crossroads. We know there are so many questions surrounding last night's leaked decision that strikes down Roe versus Wade.
Let's get you caught up as we take a live look at a protest outside the federal courthouse here in downtown Detroit. This afternoon, the Supreme Court confirmed the authenticity of that draft, but stressed it does not represent the final opinion. The ruling would strike down the law giving women the right to have an abortion and leave it up to states to decide.
This afternoon, Devin Scillian spoke to former U.S. Attorney Barbara McQuaid about why the leak is so troubling and what could come next.
But now that Justice Roberts has come out and confirmed that this is actually an authentic document, even while admonishing us all to not mistake it for a final decision, what are your thoughts now with what we've seen and read?
Well, certainly the leak itself is a very significant development in the history of the court. But that aside, I think it is overshadowed by the significance of the substance of this decision. I think we all knew that there was some danger here for Roe versus Wade when the court accepted this case for argument and during the argument itself. But to see this complete 100% rejection of Roe versus Wade is pretty shocking. I think that there was some expectation that this could happen, or maybe even some thought that Chief Justice Roberts would manage some sort of compromise solution where abortion rights would end at 15 weeks as opposed to being completely eliminated whatsoever. So pretty shocking. As you say, it's not the end because there still may be some edits made, but what I expect is more of a smoothing of the edges than a complete change.
I've talked to a couple of court watchers today, people who've covered the court for some time, who don't think that this was just some rogue clerk letting this leak, that this was what baseball followers might refer to as a purpose pitch, that this was designed perhaps by a justice to kind of create movement one way or the other. Is that possible?
Anything's possible. You know, the idea of a justice undermining the integrity of the court by putting this out there is a pretty shocking scenario. But I suppose anybody in the court is a suspect at this point, from the justices to their law clerks to their staff. And it's a pretty small universe. So it is a small group of people. And, trying to speculate as to the reason, I suppose it could be those who are opposed to this decision who are throwing out a Hail Mary in hopes that there's enough outrage to change someone's views, or it could be someone who is in favor of this decision. And to the extent that some of the justices are wavering in sticking to it, that they put this out there to try to lock in their votes so that they may not want to be seen as wavering in the face of public outrage, that they don't want to be seen as caving in. Maybe this is an effort to lock them in. So it's really hard to know what the reason is.
Lastly, what do you expect legally ahead? And if you had a crystal ball, we'd figure this all out and go home. But what do you expect is coming?
Yeah, I sure don't know. But if I were to speculate, I'd say something close to this opinion will come out later this spring or summer, May, June, July. It may, tone down some of the strong language in it, but I don't think we're going to have a change in view. I think this is going to be the opinion that goes out. And I also think that this leaves vulnerable to legal challenges many other rights that are based on the same right of privacy that was decided in Roe. Those are the rights to interracial marriage, the right to same-sex marriage, the right to use contraceptives, and other rights that are based on that right to privacy.